There is a faster way to mine blocks in Minecraft you might not have known about. If we mine a solid line of blocks using an efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe, you'll see that we're tearing through the blocks kind of quickly because of the pickaxe, but it could be done a lot faster. If instead of getting right up next to the blocks, we go to the very edge of our mining distance, just like this, you'll see that that exact same row of the exact same blocks is now being mined significantly faster. We mine 20 blocks in a much faster time, as you can tell on screen, but here's the crazy thing. The old technique combined with a haste beacon, this is the in-game method of mining faster. If you use the old technique, even when you get a beacon, which is very hard to get, you'll notice that the exact same row of blocks, it's 20 cobblestones we're making from 20 stones, will actually take us longer than just using a weird and janky technique. How is that humanly possible? The answer is something that feels like it shouldn't be allowed, but that is just a real Minecraft feature. Something that feels like it's a bit of a bug or a glitch or a misuse of how things works, but totally is not. And things that feel like they're cheating, things that feel like they're illegal but aren't, are one of my favorite things in the world, and indeed in Minecraft. And so allow me to explain this one, how it is that this works, but also some other examples of this. Because in case you're curious, the way that this works is that Minecraft has a 0.25 second delay between mining one block and mining the next. You could see it there if we slow down what we just did right there. You'll see that, like, oh yeah, there's a split second where you're not mining one block and mining the next one, where you're not mining either block, but your pickaxe is swinging. This is intentional, and it makes Minecraft feel better to some people. You know, it's clearly added in there intentionally. However, this delay is not added if you can't mine the next block. If there is one solo block in the middle of nowhere, it doesn't need to add this 0.25 second delay because there's no other block you could be mining. And this is what Minecraft thinks is the case when you're at the very edge of your distance, because once I mine this block, there is no block within this range. And so if it takes me less than 0.25 seconds to get to the next block, which we can do by walking, then we'll be able to mine block after block after block in a much faster fashion because we're not subject to that delay. That is the way that we are utilizing a Minecraft feature to work even faster than a beacon itself can. It's quite incredible really when you think about it, and it's just one of these weird cases of maybe you could say work smarter not harder, or it's a case of something that is very much grey area. But I think a grayer area is the case of what counts as cheating officially in Minecraft. If you don't know, there are some things that you can do that will turn off achievements in your world because it's no longer a legitimate world. Obviously, playing in creative is one of those things. If you can just type /give @self netherite pickaxe, then of course you're not playing a legitimate world, right? You're playing something very different. However, something that is entirely allowed by this system of cheating or not cheating is difficulty switching. This is something people do all the time, and it's kind of a bit weird, right? Like if there's a ton of creepers and I'm worried about one of them blowing me up when I get to this landmass, all I have to do is go to settings and then go to difficulty, turn it to peaceful, they'll all despawn, and then turn it right back to easy or hard or whatever else, and now there are no more creepers, but I still have the benefits of playing on a not peaceful difficulty. This is something that, again, is you can also do this, by the way, if you're about to die, you just have to quickly hop in the settings, turn on peaceful difficulty, you'll regenerate health because you don't need hunger to regenerate health on peaceful, and then you can switch out to easy. This is technically allowed. Again, it's not cheating, it's just difficulty switching, but I think by most people's code of honor, it's considered a bit more risque. Unlike the mining thing, which is like, yeah, that's being smart, this is kind of abusing the rules of Minecraft to your advantage, but isn't it the same thing? Oh yeah, there is a rule that determines how long you're meant to wait before mining a block, but if you're smart about it, you can mine blocks faster. It's the exact same thing with like, well, there's a rule that hostile mobs are meant to exist, but they don't exist on peaceful, and they do exist again on normal, so you're just switching back and forth between things in a way that feels a little bit janky. I would say a similar example when you're creating a new world, because of course, difficulty switching is kind of grey zone, you could say, but something that has always felt a bit weird to me is a setting that Minecraft will give you for absolutely free. It's the bonus chest. So having a starting map when you load up a world, this is actually a feature that makes a lot of sense and has been there since the console days of Minecraft. It's disabled by default, but also disabled by default is the bonus chest. Neither of these two features count as cheating. As you can see, if I go into creative, it's like, do you want to turn off achievements? Because this counts as cheating. However, having the bonus chest turned on is technically not a type type of cheat, which is really weird because when you do load up a world and you see that, oh yeah, this is a feature that literally just allows you to skip a little bit of the early game. This is a cool spawn, huh? But it's just a feature that allows you to skip some of the early game by getting some saplings, in this case from 3 different types of trees, as well as some wood tools, as well as some food. It does feel as though it's a little bit in the this feels like cheating camp, right? Again, it distinctly is not cheating. You can play Minecraft however you want.
No one can tell you what you can or cannot do.
If you want to hop into creative or not and you don't care about the cheating thing, that's a different aspect. However, while we're trying to talk about, like, you know, what is definitely there versus not, the bonus chest feels like something that should be reserved exclusively for settings where, you know, it's maybe necessary or where you're a starting player. But again, I guess there's no differentiating between those things. And also, on my super flat survival world, it has been instrumental in allowing me to do things. So I guess I can't complain too much that it's not a cheat, but it also does feel weird that having a flat world, which is entirely a downside to the player, counts as a cheat, counts as a creative mode thing, but having a bonus chest, which is a massive advantage to the player, gave me all of these things despite me not having done something, which I'm now going to use to harass pandas with. Wow, look at that. Minecraft is endorsing me harassing pandas with the bonus chest items. I'm obviously... Oh, he's one of these pandas? I wish I hadn't done that. I'm sorry, buddy. You didn't deserve it. I was just trying to make it okay. Well, I've decided now you have deserved it. Anyway, the other feature that also feels a bit weird to some Minecraft players is coordinates. This is a really interesting thing because the F3 menu on Java is the exact same example. Having your coordinates is something that feels to some players like it is a cheat. I personally feel as though this is information that should be enabled on the map, because when you have a map, you roughly know where you are, relative to things. Maybe the compass could give you your coordinates. Having it just be available from the get-go does feel a bit of a strange thing, in my opinion. But even stranger is, like I mentioned, the F3 menu. Look at all of the text you can see on screen right now. You can break this down and say like, oh yeah, that's the biome, and that's your coordinates, and that's how many mobs are in this direction. But having all of that information accessible with a single press of a button is clearly not intended for users. In fact, it's literally called the debug screen. However, because it's been in there since the early beta days of the game, people are used to having it there, and people don't want to have it removed. So on the Java edition, this is totally not a cheat. Fun fact, on the Bedrock edition, it's only available as a, it's like a developer version of the game. You need to have some form of like special privileges access, which either marketplace partners or people who do a lot of modding or people who work on servers have. However, the general public cannot access this menu. Does that mean that it's cheating on Bedrock, but it's not on Java? Or does that mean that actually, yeah, it's one of these great cases of the game itself can never tell you what is cheating, you have to kind of work it out for yourself. Morality is this interesting thing, you could say, but you know what's more interesting than morality, in my opinion? It has to be the even weirder thing that is totally okay. Minecraft has this seed field which will allow you to predetermine what random things are going to generate. This is fine because you and your friend can type in like, bang, because you really find creepers to be funny, or you can go boom, because yeah, that's great. You can type in the seed for your favorite YouTubers' Let's Plays or SMPs or whatever videos you've watched and guarantee that you'll get the exact same RNG they did. This is maybe gray area, you could say at the very most, but I don't really think so. I think it's a great Minecraft feature that I'm glad they have. However, because of the ability of seed finding right now, you can make a healthy argument that me being able to type in a seed this long and knowing exactly what it will give me and the huge advantage that'll be, by the way, is a little bit strange that this doesn't count as like something a bit wrong, because I know that when I type in this seed, I'm gonna spawn directly into a giant cave. Look at this cave, by the way. And because of coordinates, I can guarantee, actually wait, whoa, look at this seed. It's not what I was expecting, but it's even better. But I know that there is just around here a desert temple containing diamonds and all sorts of other things that make my life easier. I'm spawning this close to gold and iron, and again, we just have to go a little bit deeper in this cave and we'll find diamonds too. It's a really, really nutty thing that you can find particular Minecraft spawns that take away a lot of that challenge of the early game, and it's totally okay. And again, I think that there are so many benefits of seed finding. I think it's a really cool thing, but you've got to admit that like, if just giving yourself a diamond pickaxe counts as cheating, why is it not cheating to give yourself a seed, which basically does the same thing? In some cases, literally does the same thing. And the answer is, well, I mean, it does take more effort than just hopping in creative, I guess. And it also is a much more interesting way to explore some of the weird edge cases of what Minecraft has to offer. In the same way that, like, if you think about custom superflat or any Minecraft world challenge as being a new way to experience challenge in the game, This is is that a cave spider? It's just a regular spider. This is a interesting way to see more parts of Minecraft. I totally get that it's a really cool part of the game that I wouldn't remove, but I also have to say that, yeah, if you just give yourself lots and lots of diamonds like lots of people like seeds for, I'll have to admit some of the most popular seeds in my channel's past have just been diamonds at spawn, diamonds and this at spawn, because people like the lazy way out. But is the lazy way out cheating? That's something I think we'd have to debate. I think there are all sorts of, Minecraft features that feel like they're definitely bugs, but because they've been there long enough, whether it be ice boats or whether it be the fact that you don't take full damage when you're, when you're healing health, or whether it be any number of weird little parts of Minecraft. When you fall so far, how does a tiny, tiny fraction of a bit of water save your life? How is this right here going to save me? Look how little water that is. I would still die. In the real world, I would have broken my legs and it'd be over. But obviously, I mean, like, Minecraft is a game, and you're not playing the game to some high moral standards. You're playing it to presumably to what is fun. And I think that is the interesting difference between Minecraft and real world ethics, because in the real world, we can make all sorts of arguments about the same thing. That like, well, there's laws that decide what you can and cannot do. No matter what you say right now, murder is not legal. I mean, I guess if you're in like the military and you're shooting someone, there are weird exceptions where you're allowed to take someone else's life, probably. But in general, murder is not legal, and so you can't say, well, there's this great way of making money. What you do is you kidnap people, and then what you do is you threaten them very badly until they give you all your money. Wow, it's a crazy life hack, and it's like, well, no, that's illegal. That is the real world equivalent of cheating, I would say. However, if you take something a bit more gray area, like, did you know you can make a ton of money? What you do is you go to people who don't know better about prices, you buy their things from them, and then you sell it onwards on eBay or something, then you can make a lot of money. Go to old women, old grannies who don't know any better, who maybe have some, some dementia or something, and what you do is you buy their stuff of them for cheap because they don't know any better, and then you sell it. And it's like, well, that's not illegal, but that really feels like it is. And then there's the opposite of things that really are illegal but don't feel like it. If you've watched my e-scooter videos here on YouTube, you might not know that actually that is entirely illegal. There is no way, you're not legally allowed to own an e-scooter. You're only allowed to rent them. Even now, by the way, it's been years since I last mentioned that fact, but still, it feels like it's legal to own an e-scooter. Everyone does it. You're surrounded by people that do them, but it's technically not. It is technically the real world version of cheating. If the real world version of having your achievements be turned off is a police officer having your freedom taken off, your ability to make decisions for yourself taken away from you. And that's something you've got to deal with if you're caught with an electric scooter, but not if you do immoral things to people who have mental conditions that preclude them from being able to make better decisions in that way. And so, or even just, maybe you're too stupid, who don't know. Let's take the dementia angle out of that, right? Let's just say, yeah, you find someone who's very susceptible and you trick them into doing something. It's legal, but it's a bit immoral. And so when it comes to Minecraft, I think that same morality argument doesn't really need to apply, because ultimately, if you're playing in a single player world, it doesn't matter what you do and don't do. If you kill animals, if you decide that you're going to do precisely nothing that is even a slightest bit wrong, if you come to your own standards and you find them fun, that's great. The only time that it matters is if we are talking about, when it comes to speed runs, or when it comes to if you're posting some, public survival mega project, it's probably best not to lie, because that's probably bad for other people. Or is it? Or maybe you could argue the only time it matters even that doesn't matter. It's just when you play multiplayer games. The only time that cheating is objectively like a moral imposition is cheating in a multiplayer game. If you're on a Minecraft server and you decide to cheat in such a way that you can fly and hit people, as we've seen so many times, that happens just all the time. People love to cheat at Minecraft, and indeed, people love to cheat at any multiplayer game. You are stealing enjoyment and satisfaction and happiness and whatever else from other people, because you are having a better time while other people literally cannot play. You rob them of their enjoyment so you can have yours. That is, I would say, a bad thing. Everything else is definitely in this gray area of like, well, does anyone really care what you do in your spare time? I guess they don't. And so with that said, I hope you learned something from this video, whether it was a cool seed, whether it was the bonus chest feature, which a lot of people didn't know about until my Super Flat series, whether it was the fact that you can difficulty switch whenever you want, and it can really benefit you, like, wow, look how bad things are for me, I'd better heal up real quickly switch to peaceful. Whatever the weird tip also look, my hunger shanks are recovering too. Whatever the useful thing you've learned from this video is, I hope that you did get that. If you want to know a weird fact, only on Bedrock as best I know, you can eat on peaceful. No, I think they added that to Java recently. You can eat on peaceful difficulty if for some reason you want to. But yeah, on your first day in Minecraft, where there are no mobs anyway, is it okay to just play in peaceful? Yeah, ultimately, if you want to do things, it doesn't hurt other people. If you want to play to some high moral standard, you'll probably have a better time though, because I think that's the weird thing about restricting yourself. It sounds as though taking away your options makes things less fun, but in the end, you know, whether this is Super Flat Worlds or anything else, it actually adds to the fun, and so I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you found it fun. Did the face cam add to this, or was this a dumb little thing in the corner? Let me know, because I'll see you in the next one, though. Bye. Oh, subscribe. It's good for you. It's good for me. It's good for you if you want to see these videos, which I hope is true. But yeah, bye.